Let's go.
County Courthouse. I am here covering the Carmelo Anthony trial, and I was inside the courtroom when we just watched the surveillance footage of the incident take place. I was able to see Carmelo Anthony enter into the stadium. It showed the victim and his brother enter into the stadium. It showed the tents that they were under and so much more. They also did opening statements before we started to see any type of footage or anything like that. Opening statements was 20 minutes for each side. The defense took 20 minutes. The prosecution took 20 minutes. And when they gave their opening statements, there was a stark contrast on both sides. So first and foremost, the defense went up and the prosecution went up first, and his co-counsel did the opening statements where he painted Carmelo Anthony as a senseless murderer. You know, he said that Carmelo Anthony provoked the victim into putting his hands on him. So he's saying that, you know, the victim in a case, he provoked him because he didn't leave when they told him to. So basically, they told him to leave, and he didn't leave, and he told them that they better not touch him.
No, she's not there.
Or whatever, or watch what happens if you touch me. That's provoking them to put their hands on him. So then once they put the hands on him, then he, you know, used his weapon. He grabbed in his bag, used his weapon, and the whole incident happened in a matter of 4 minutes. So the victim and his brother entered into the tent 2 minutes prior to Carmelo Anthony entering in the tent. The defense said that he didn't enter the tent because he wasn't supposed to be there, as far as like the way that they're trying to shape it, but he entered into the tent because he recognized one of his friends. He went to say hello to one of his friends, and he went to go sit down. As soon as he went to go sit down, it is being alleged that the twins came up to him and told him, "You got to go, you got to get up out of here." And he told them, no, he's not leaving. He's not getting up out of there at all. Now, that's what's happening on the inside of the courtroom. You guys know I took a lot of notes. I'm going to be giving you guys a very detailed breakdown. I tried to jot down as much as I can as far as what the prosecution and defense are saying and alleging. We're going to give the facts. Now, outside, there is protest on both sides happening right now. There are people here that are supporting Carmelo Anthony, and then there are people who don't appear to be a part of Austin's family, but rather serving a white supremacist agenda and trying to basically put fear in Black people. So you see them kind of like trying to Black, like, you know, looking all of us up and down, mad dogging us, trying to make their presence known. One guy's walking around with a Confederate flag, and it's like intimidation tactics that's trying to happen. I'm gonna pan the camera so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So I don't have much time before it's time to go back in, but I just kind of want y'all to see the atmosphere that's going on outside and all the people. You said I'm breaking up? So he's been walking around with his flag all around. Right, and then this guy right here, he was with the girl Sarah that was like trying to talk a lot of mess. So there's one female that's trying to like rage bait and make this a racial thing. That guy right there is with her. He was mad dogging me too, trying to look me up and down. But I'm gonna get back over to the court side. Here is the officers across the street. All of the sheriffs have been nice, actually. Like, they have been completely nice. This is what it looks like across the street. And then this is what it looks like on this side over here. I think this is no type of fight. And then there's news media all around. So you said watch my back. Obvious, clearly. Yeah, these people right here, child. They all got on body cam footage. Yeah, I'm being careful. So if you guys know, like, whenever, like, say you go to a barbecue or you put up a canopy is open. So basically what was happening was there was a lot of rain. You saw in the video, you saw people in ponchos. You saw people with umbrellas. You saw kids that were like to the right of the tent. There was another tent to the left, and these tents are canopies. So a lot of people, like the prosecution basically said, like, oh, you know, their tents are, you know, where they keep their belongings so that people don't steal. There's literally no way for a person to steal because the tent was full of people. There was kids all around. There was kids to the left, to the right, walking around. Like, who gonna steal when all of these eyes it wasn't that type of setup at all. And they were only under the tent for 4 minutes total from introduction to seeing each other to the knife wound. Now, what the defense wanted to basically point out is this isn't something where he stabbed them multiple times. He didn't go and stab other people. He didn't try to you know, do that. He defended himself and then he ran. So when he ran like out of the bleachers, and then you see him in the surveillance. He's like jumping down, running down the bleachers. And then as he runs down the bleachers, he runs to go run out. So when he runs out, like trying to run out of the field, there was kids that were chasing him from behind, and he ended up going up to one of the coaches. Now, as he's running out, there was a group of, it looked like black kids that were coming in for the track meet. They all had on like what looked like uniforms. Carmelo Anthony, he had on a light gray hoodie and some blue sweats. So he walks out of the bleachers. And then when he walks out of the bleachers, he's looking around. He goes back, like, you know, I don't know if he was, you know, waiting on somebody. And then once he reemerges again, he goes past one tent. Now, one tent / canopy. He walks past, and you can see it's packed, jam-packed with kids. They tried to make it seem like, oh, he didn't go to the first tent. He passed up a whole tent and went to the other one. The tent, when you look at it, or the canopy, it's full. Like, it's a bunch of kids huddled under trying not to get wet. He goes to the other tent that is more open. Like, it's like less people congregated, but it's a lot of them underneath that tent. And you see kids, like I said, on the outside, you see kids walking out with their ponchos. You see them walking past with their umbrellas. You see them with their hoodies on, and it's raining. You can see the rain coming down from the camera. So the videos that we're watching is surveillance from the school, and you can see the rain coming down from the surveillance as it's all happening. So they got a forensic analysis to come in. And basically what his job is to do is to look at the video, identify the suspect, which would be Carmelo Anthony, and the victim, which would be the brothers. And so he was supposed to like walk through, okay, when did Austin and his brother walk through? When did Carmelo walk through? And based on the video, they wanted to know, like, what was the resolution of the video? The video was a 4K video. It was a high resolution video. But what they explained to the jurors is that you can only get 4K video to come through a 4K TV. So the TVs in the courtroom are not 4K, but they said that they're going to bring a specialized 4K video, TV, so that they can watch the video in 4K and so that they can see it better. So and another thing that the defense wanted to note was every single team had a tent except for Carmelo Anthony's school. So it was several schools there for the track meet, and all of the other schools had their canopy tents. The only school that did not have a tent was Carmelo Anthony's school. So even if so it's not like his school had their tent and he went to the other people's tent. They didn't have a tent at all. He said the only thing that they had was a tarp. Okay. And so so he said, for whatever reason, he doesn't know why they didn't have a tent, but their school did not have a tent. Centennial High School did not have a tent. And so when he's walking around, he was waiting around, and he was there as a varsity, I think he's in varsity, and the track meet was for junior varsity, but he went to help out with the school. And so the defense also wanted to note that all of the individuals that are going to testify are kids that went to that school, and he wanted to point out that all of them are friends of the victim. He said,
so let's get this straight. Carmelo Anthony's team did not have a tent, so of course he's trying to find cover underneath the rain. The tent that he passed was full. He finds a friend of his inside the other tent. He goes to that tent. Okay, he was not he was not there to run track, but he was there to help the team out. Now, people are saying that he was suspended. He shouldn't have been there, and this, that, the other. I don't know how true that is, or that's going to come up in the case, if that's a true statement or not. But some people say he was suspended from school and he shouldn't have been there. That's still yet to be seen.